as 2021 wraps up, we're all doing our yearly planning that we do in December, and we've assembled the top things from winners that we've had in the stages that are gonna help you win in 2022. So make sure you check those out, and in the comments, let us know which one's your favorite, which one you like. Let us know which one you do so that we know what's helping you guys out there. Remember, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so we can be able to do more of these videos for you guys and to know exactly what you guys are liking. All right, let's go in on it right now. Hello, everyone out there. Hope everybody's doing amazing. My name is Victor Pena, founder and CEO of OmniPrint International. Today, I'm sharing tips for you guys to win next year in 2022. Why am I doing this? So over the last few years, we've been recording a lot of sessions with a lot of customers about how they're winning. And I've been getting a lot of good feedback and a lot of good questions on social media. And there seems to be a lot of common traits with people that are winning, and that's why we have these things on here. I just saw some stats. A lot of people are consuming the content, but 59% of you guys are not subscribed. All right, so make sure you hit that, subscribe, hit the bell. Why? Because it helps us reach more people and it helps us be able to do more of this stuff for you guys to win. All right, so let's get started with number one. These are not really in an order that are prioritized, right? So you guys can take it as you see that it resonates more with you and make sure that you prioritize what is important to you guys, all right? So we'll start with the first one, getting around winners. Everybody knows that people say that your network is your net worth. You guys already know that the top 5 people that you spend your time around is incredibly important. But why is that? The number one thing that's gonna set you apart is your mindset, right? That means that what you're getting around your environment and the people that you're with are actually gonna influence you whether you like it or not, whether you think it is or not. So for example, if you have a naggy friend, if you have a naggy partner, if you have people that are always telling you that you can't do something, in a good way, you have to start getting yourself away from these drainers, all right? Get around mentors that are doing it bigger and better than you are, right? Why? Because you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can actually learn from people that are doing it and that are doing what you want to do big. So make sure that you can get, and if you need to, pay for access to be around these kind of winners. Join groups of people that are winning, right? Surround yourself with winners with a winning mindset. Pay for masterminds, pay for groups. Mentors are the number one way to win, all right? So you want me to expand on any of these topics? Make sure you hit the comments, all right? Number 2, what you think is what you become. For example, if you're thinking and focusing on being negative, maybe your bank account's not where it needs to be at, your sales are not where it needs to be at, your business growth is not where it needs to be at, guess what? If you keep focusing on that, you will follow that trend downwards. So instead, if you actually put plans together and focus on positive work, you focus on your positive goals, your environment, whether it's your money goals, you focus on your fitness goals, you focus on your team goals, your growth goals, all sorts of positive stuff. And there's so much research, there's so much information, you know, and why am I sharing this? It's stuff that I've been working on, for years, getting around people, learning the books. Important book for you guys to read about this is John Maxwell's Laws of Leaderships. It's a really good book. And you go through and you look at a lot of these successful people, the number one thing they do different is they think positive and focus on positive things, all right? So that's number 2. If I were to prioritize that in the list, it would be my number 1, all right? So that's just me. Like I said, prioritize your own stuff. Let me know in the comments how that resonates with you. Next one, number 3, always invest in yourself. The number 1 investment that you can make is not stocks, It's not Bitcoin. It's not real estate. Everybody says, hey, the top investments. It's not drop shipping stores. It's not any of that stuff. The number one investment that you can do and that you can control is in yourself. That means that the investment is in your education. Your investment is in your groups that you do. Your investment is in anything that you do to expand your mindset and expand your knowledge will pay you back more than any investment, right? So if you see courses that will help you grow, make sure you get those, get into those. I think we have some marketing stuff that we've done in the past. In the description, we'll share the links to that stuff or any good courses that you guys can do. Boot camps. If you guys haven't joined any of our boot camps, make sure you look at those and look at the recordings. Look out for the next one, all right? These are things that you can invest in to grow your education, all right? And you'll be the number one investment that will pay you off. Next, we'll go to number 4. Take responsibility. From every winner that I've had on this stage, for every big time winner that I model after, that I look up to, the number one thing that I see is that they take responsibility for everything, right? So whatever that is, your business, your relationships, your fitness, all that stuff, if you continuously blame the situation, other people, COVID, whatever the case may be, right? If you blame other things, when you blame something, what you're creating is that you're taking the control away from yourself and you're giving it to this unknown thing. Let's say that you have a situation where, I don't know, your sales are low or your fitness is bad, you haven't shown up to the gym, you're getting fat, whatever the case may be. If you put blame on, I didn't sleep good, I've been super busy, right? And you're not taking responsibility, that means that you have no control to take action to get on the right path to move forward, right? So that means that taking responsibility means that everything that's happening to you is your fault, right? And that maybe that sounds tough, right? But what's the positive spin on that? I told you to think positive, right? The positive spin is when everything is your fault, that means that you can get to a resolution, you can get to a point of control way faster. And the quicker you embrace it, the better it's gonna make your life in the long run, right? So the faster you take control and you take responsibility for every section of your life, that means that it'll get you faster, you will learn faster, you will pivot faster, because that is the most impact that you can do. And a lot of this stuff, guys, is stuff that I've learned throughout the years, stuff that I implement. In this channel, in these videos, I never talk about stuff that I don't do or haven't done or have seen from interviews that I've done to our customers or our friends out there that are winning, right? So make sure you embrace that. All right, we're going on to the next one. Remember, any of this stuff resonates with you guys, make sure that you are commenting, you're sharing this stuff, all right? Because it's gonna help everyone out there. Next, we have a super important one. Have targets, right? Set goals and have business goals, have personal goals, have financial goals, right? And have targets. Why is that? If you're not clear for next year where you wanna go, where do you wanna go physically, where you wanna go mentally, where you wanna go financially, where do you wanna have your team go, then it's gonna be super hard to achieve any of these goals, all right? So make sure you spend the time, you sit down and have a session with yourself or your team or your partner. Say, hey, look, what are our goals for next year? And set up some targets, all right? So tips about goals. Don't make a humongous list that is all up in space that you can't measure, right? So make sure you have measurable goals. Don't put on there, go to space for 2022 when you haven't even taken a flight, right, to the next state, all right? That means that your goals have to be attainable. And then make sure that you have business goals, make sure you have professional goals for yourself, make sure you have financial goals. Say, hey, I wanna expand my income by X, right? What does that do? If you do these goals right, this goal setting properly, then you're going to be able to break that down by quarter and by month and by week, and then it'll help you grow, right? Also, look at your goals frequently, right? I look at my goals every single day in the morning, right? So you can do what's good for you, but remember, if you just set them and forget it, it's not something that's gonna work, right? It's not gonna be the set it and forget it that you saw on TV. You can't do that with goals. It's not like chicken, all right? It's not like chicken. The next thing, what's coming up in 2022 is a huge focus on e-commerce. We already saw that in 2020. We saw that in 2021. And I still have people reaching out to me that don't have an e-commerce presence, right? So after COVID and after this last year, guys, if you don't have an e-commerce presence to sell your products online, you better get into that in 2022, because it's probably the last year where the market's not gonna eat you up if you're not online, all right? So in 2020, when COVID hit, we actually started offering a free trial and a free plan actually for our work live stores for free. I'm repeating that. So if you're still not online, make sure you click the link and hit up that free plan so that you can get online as soon as possible. We created this software for you guys to do that. If your sales aren't going up because you don't have an easy way for people to buy from you, then guess what? Go back to the take responsibility part, because that's going to be all your fault for your business going down in flames, right? So make sure you do that. The links are there. And if you guys have e-commerce questions, right, hit it in the comments. What platform should I use? How do I market? Hit all these links that we're giving you guys. These are free references for you guys to win, all right? So, and these are all things that we put together for you guys that are our big list for you guys to win, right? And this e-commerce one is huge. Moving on to the next one. Create compelling branding and artwork. I want you guys to start thinking about yourself as a business owner. I want you to start thinking yourself as a brand first. Make sure that you have all of your social media profiles all set up. Make sure that what you're posting is part of what you want people to see for your business pillars, like what you want your brand to be about. If you're a lawyer, you don't want to have an Instagram account where you're like, getting high all the time, right? That doesn't add up. So make sure that when you create your own personal brand, it's going to expand. You're going to create an audience, and it doesn't matter what you do, it's going to follow you to your businesses, all right? So make sure that whatever you put out there is in alignment with your brand house, right? With what brand you create for yourself. Make sure that as you build your brand, you have great artwork, great logos, great presentation. If you're not a designer, stop trying to design stuff yourself until you get good. Like, link up with designers that can help you get there. Also, make sure you're subscribing to artwork that you can use for your designs. That's great stuff. The next one we're going to is use social media. Don't let it use you. What does that mean? Remember, if you're the person that goes on time warps and you're going through reels and stories for hours and you just didn't notice that you've been doing that, guess what? Social media is using you. You are the product. The only difference is that you're not getting paid for it, right? So make sure, let me repeat that. If you are wasting time on social media and scrolling, liking, commenting, joining bogus groups and wasting your time, you are the product. So how do I use social media instead of social media using me? All right. So the way that you use it is by creating and posting comments in all of your social media. You want to be in and out. You want to plan it ahead of time. And then you want to post. All right, I'm going to post about my business. I'm going to send somebody to this link. And then I'm out to the next platform. All right. Why? It's going to provide you with a process to stop being the product and stop wasting your time on social media, right? It's super hard. We've all gone through it, right? You got to flip that mental switch and you got to use social media before it uses you. Also, make sure that you're sending someone to a call to action, your business page, you're sending them to a product to buy, you're sending them to somewhere where they're going to interact with you, and that's called a call to action. All right, that's part of marketing. If you guys need more marketing help, hit the links. We have marketing masterminds that we've done, boot camps that you guys can take a look at. All right, if you are in groups where all they do is complain about something or always have problems, guess what? You're going to have problems, right? The groups and the mentors that I'm talking about are positive people. They're talking about winning. They're talking about sales. They're talking about leveling up, taking responsibility for their businesses, right? They're not in there complaining, all right? So remember that. That's how social media is using you. If you use it, that means you're posting positive stuff. You're sending people to your product pages. You're doing different things, all right? So that's super important. Now that we talked about that, there's a lot of talks that we do, and I want you guys to understand the next one is super important. I want you to focus on sales, all right? I always say sales cures all. What does this mean? If you don't have a proven sales system for your business that constantly generates revenue, leads, referrals, then you have to focus on doing that. All right, because if your months are roller coasters, you don't know where your income's coming from, it's up and down, that means you don't have a reliable sales system. Make sure you focus on sales, make sure you do that. There's a lot of stuff that we do on that, so stay connected. And hit us in the comments. If you guys want us to do more stuff on sales, how to actually sell your creator business, how do you sell more prints, how do you do that, let us know in the comments and we'll do some more on that. But right now, what I'm telling you is the winners that have been on these stages and the winners that I get around all the time always have a focus on sales. So make sure you're doing that. And remember, I'm hitting this hard, right? Because we're all creatives. Oh, I want to focus on my art. I want to focus on my craft. I want to focus on great designs. But guess what? You guys are going to starve if you don't focus on selling that great stuff and if you don't get attention doing it. All right? So that's important. All right, next. This is an important one. The hustle. Everybody's in the hustle. But I want you guys to hustle smart, right? Hustle smart is better than just hustle, all right? So how does this apply to you? If you're starting your business, a lot of the times I understand you guys have to do everything. But at some point you guys start looking at, all right, what are the super low paid stuff that I'm doing that I need to start finding somebody to help me do? For example, if you are cleaning your own stuff at the shop, if you're spending the time mopping the floors, if you're doing, folding all your blanks and organizing the warehouse, right? Guess what? You can hire somebody part-time minimum wage, right? That you can spend the time selling, you can spend the time building your business instead of doing that kind of stuff, right? So I want you to start looking at what are the smart tasks and the smart hustle you could be doing, right? Because I'm all about working hard. I'm all about burning the midnight oil and all that stuff. But guess what? I get my 8 hours of sleep, all right? Because I know that I need it for myself to be as efficient as possible. And I don't do the low tasks, but I still hustle. So make sure you guys hustle smart, work on all of these things that are the 20% of the most impactful things that you do to make revenue, to build a team and all that stuff, all right? We're gonna move on to the next one, all right? I want you guys to really hone this in because we spend so much time being a one-man show, all right? So I want you to build a team, all right? Create a vision, all right? Everybody knows teamwork makes the dream work, all right? Stop trying to do everything. No big, huge business is created with one person, all right? It's super hard to do that. So how do you start doing it? First, you got to create a vision. Where do you want to go? And that's why I want to really get you guys creative with these 13 things for 2022. How do you want to do this? You have to sit down and say, hey, this is my vision for 2022. because building a team requires you to let people know what you're thinking, what the future looks like, what the plan looks like, what your big vision is, what your crazy goals are. So set that up and then start talking to people and see who aligns with those kind of visions. And that's how you can start building your team. All right. And a team is always going to help you push forward to grow your vision. And one thing that's super important to notice, people never cost you money. People help you make money. All right. So it's just how you assemble the team and how you assemble that vision. All right. Last but not least, something that I had to work a lot on because I'm not that patient of a guy. All right. So be patient and endure because success takes time. All right. A lot of you people give up before you even start. You start with an idea. If it didn't happen last week, you end up all sad about it, and then you actually give up too soon. There's a great book from Sharon Lecter. It's called 3 Feet from Gold. If you work super hard, you never know if tomorrow or that next post or that next call or that next meeting, that next presentation, that next design, you don't know if that's the thing. That's the thing that can start your momentum. That's the thing that can get you your success. All right. So a lot of you guys get impatient and you're like, this thing doesn't work. And what happens? It could have worked tomorrow. You didn't give it that shot for it to work. You know, my overnight success took 17 years. All right. And what is that going to be for you? Part of this thing is patience then, right? If you guys don't have patience and you don't realize that success takes time, then you're going to give up too soon. All right. So a lot of you guys, let me know in the comments how long your overnight success took. And if you're still working on it, let us know. Also remember, share this stuff, hit the bell because it's helping people out there grow their businesses. All right, there you have it. And that's why I put these things together for you guys to make a plan and win in 2022. And remember, these things are all from people that have come on our stages. Some of them are mentors that have taught me these things. Some of these things that I use. I get around winners and winners that are growing their businesses, and I have people on these stages that are growing and winning so that you guys can see how it's done. All right. And these are actual tactical ways that you guys can do it. And if you want us to expand on any of these, make sure you hit us up on the comments and tell us which one was your favorite and which one you hated so that we can do more of that too.